Hey y'all, it's your girl Alaizah Lorena back with another episode of Enough is Enough. Today's episode, I want to start by saying enough is enough with this hate in the world. Like, I just was reading some news and read about this young African American man that was an airman in the military that was fatally shot by a cop. Enough is enough. All this hate, all this senseless killing. My cousin, I don't want to release his name, was murdered in South Mississippi about a few weeks ago. And it was a senseless murder. They just walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head. Senseless murder. Kind of like the situation with Florida and all the ones before him. Every single one, all these young African American men and women being senselessly murdered is disgusting and needs to stop. God is not happy with this. This is not God. This is not of God. This is not something he would want, because his fifth commandment says, thou shalt not kill. First of all, that's one thing. Another thing is, God is not this white corporate America type person. God is diverse. The rainbow is a symbol of God as a symbol of him being a diverse being. A diverse entity, a diverse being. Meaning God is white, brown, yellow, black, red. He is diverse. He is a chameleon. Him and his son Jesus, they are a chameleon. I'm sure there's white people they appeared to as a white Jesus. I'm sure that they appeared to African American black people as black. I'm sure to the Hispanic community they appeared as brown, Jesus did. I'm sure to the Asian community he appeared as yellow. I'm sure to the Native community he appeared as red. I'm sure he appeared as those colors. Everyone's right. He's not the one color, he's the many colors. When people say that there is proof that he appeared as a certain color to them, I believe them. I'm sure he did, because he's a chameleon. And he did that because who better to listen to when they're sharing wisdom and explaining things and telling you a message from a higher power up above, which is God. Jesus was spreading a message. He was spreading God's words, God's wisdom. And so in order for the people he's trying to explain this to understand it and be comfortable with him and not take it as a threat, he appears to them as their color. I mean, look at the world today. Do you think a white Jesus appearing to black people would have been a good idea? Do you think a black Jesus appearing to white people would have been a good idea? Do you think a brown Jesus appearing to white or black people or vice versa around would have been a good idea? Look at the world today. How nobody can get along, all this racism and racial wars. So the same thing, I'm sure, went on back then, those thousands of years ago. So to make things easy and peaceful and make the people comfortable, I'm sure when he appeared to them as their skin color, because he has that power, that ability, because Jesus is diverse. He comes from the Father in heaven, God, who is diverse. They are both chameleons. That is one of their many powers, their many gifts as entities, beings, is the chameleon thing. That's why we have white people, black people, brown people, yellow people, red people. That's why. If we're all created in God's image, not his exact identical image, but an image of him that he loves us as, then yes, he's a chameleon, white, black, brown, red, yellow. And the same thing extends to gender and human person with diversity. God is diverse with gay and trans and lesbian and bi. Don't let all these people spread hate and spread lies and lie on God and false label him and convince you that he hates you, as a gay or a lesbian or a trans or a bisexual or whatever human you are, including color, black, white, brown, yellow, red. Don't let someone convince you otherwise. Don't let people put words in God's mouth or false label him. Live your life believing in God and what you believe in your heart, and you wait for the day to come when you meet God and you ask him all the questions that you have and let him answer for himself. Let him answer for himself. Let him tell you himself. Give God the opportunity to tell you, because he can even tell you before you meet him. He can tell you through signs. He can tell you through prayer. He can tell you through any kind of way. Because God is a diverse being. That's why diversity exists in the world, because God is diverse. He is the diversity. And people need to realize that and stop all this hate and this war and killing each other, beating people up. It's so extremely sad. It really is. It really is. It really is. It's sad what this world has come to. All of this racism and hatred and bigotry and all of that stuff, all of it's going on because America, the world itself, but America, more so America, has become non-God-fearing. It's booted God out of here. A lot of people, mainly in politics, have said, "Adios, God." They've kicked him out. They're already trying to ban him in all kinds of other places. They took him out of schools. The Pledge of Allegiance, like that should have never been taken out because it mentions God in it. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the country, as that vet said in one of my TikTok reposts that I reshared. This country today is not the country he fought for. He's 100 years old. So he fought, I guess, in World War II. And this is not the country. This country today, America, is not the country he fought for. The one he fought for was God-fearing. Had Pledge of Allegiance in the schools still. Had God in everywhere, all over the place. Had liberty and justice and America first. And we didn't have so much hate. Yeah, we had hate. It's always been around, but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't so bad. Everything was getting better. And now it's like we went backwards. It's like everything got better. The hate got down to a low minimum. And then suddenly the hate just spiked out of nowhere, like to an all-time high, to where it's horrible. It's horrible. People are senselessly, dying because of people's hate. And it's ridiculous. If everyone can just sit down and realize in their mind that God is diverse, Jesus is diverse. Heck, the Mother Mary herself, the Virgin Mother Mary herself, I know is diverse. I know she's of mixed type color. I'm sure she wasn't all one color. I'm sure she was mixed with two or three colors. One or two colors, two or three colors. That's probably where the first example of interracial mixing come about, was from the Virgin Mary. Ever think about that? Instead of all this hate, this white America, I'll have a diet soda with my white apple lie. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Look at my colors. I love my colors because I love all the colors. I see people as human because when God created us from the dust and the ground, he created us in human form. We didn't get color until he gave it to us. But we were all one color when he created us from that dust. That dust was one color he created us from. Some of us he lightened out, and some of us he darkened out. Some of us brightened out. Some of us mellowed out. Different color reflections. Different image of God. People say, oh, we're an image of God. We're created in God's image. Yes, but they don't explain that fully. They pass it off as we're this perfect, identical image to God. No, we're not. No, we are created in God's image, meaning we're created in the image that he sees us as and loves us as and creates us as, in the image that he wants us as, diverse. Because if he created us in his identical exact image, we'd be a clone. We'd be another Jesus. Jesus, if you want to say God has someone created in his image as an exact identical, that would be his son Jesus. As far as us, we're created in the image of a diverse being who us ourself, we are diverse. And we are the different of diverse. White, black, yellow, red, and brown. And what other mixture of different of those types of colors come about? But it all comes down to diverse. That's why diversity exists in the world. At the end of the day, we are all diverse. Even the white people, yes, white people, you too, you're part of diversity. We're all part of diversity. So spread love, not hate. This hate needs to stop. Again, enough is enough. It really is. It's really got to stop. This white America, this one color America has got to stop. It's really ridiculous because God is not one color. He is not white and Jesus white and everybody's just a reflection of him, but he's a white man. Come on. If think about it, if we're all a reflection of him, an image of him, how can he just be white? How can that work out? How can a white God and a white Jesus have all these diverse of people? Colors, brown, black, red, and yellow. Those other four colors. How can that happen? Because he ain't white. Now, Santa Claus, he might be white. He might for real be white. I mean, come on, somebody, think about it. Only old white men like to spend a whole bunch of money. Just ask Donald Trump and Vince McMahon and all those other rich billionaire old white men that spend so much money. So Santa Claus, yeah, he might be white for real, but God ain't white. God is diverse. He is different colors. He is diversity. The rainbow is his personal emoji. Diversity. And people need to realize that. They assume too much and think too much. And so, before I go to the next subject I want to talk about in this video, I want to end off saying, spread love, not hate. God is not just one color. He is a diversity of many colors. The rainbow. The rainbows that the gay community uses is simply for that. It's not meant because the gays are of the devil and 6 colors they have and so they're of the devil. Oh my good gracious. No, they're not. The rainbow is God's emoji, personal emoji, meant for diversity. So the gays adapted the rainbow for themselves as a part of God to symbolize, hey, we're part of God's diversity too. He loves us. He loves us too. We're a part of his rainbow. We're a part of his diversity. We're all those same colors too. We're just the different sets of the diversity. That's it. The different part of the diversity with the gender and all that difference. And the love of the sexuality of love and all that entails that. I'll get into that in another video later on down the road. Maybe sooner, maybe later. I want to focus on talking about different things of God right now in my first few videos. But I want to leave off of that and say that the hate it's got to stop. It's just got to stop. Stop murdering these people's babies. Someone's son or daughter or nephew or niece or grandson or granddaughter or cousin or mom or dad or someone that you're just senselessly taking. It's disgusting. Stop it. They're human beings. They're not target practice for you. They're not targets that you can take your racial frustrations out on. If you don't like a certain person of color, gender, sexuality, whatever, any whatever the diverse, then don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Get away from them. Go in the other direction. Don't shoot them and kill them because you don't like them, because you have some type of feeling of some way. Don't mistreat them either. Don't beat them up. Don't talk trash to them, cruel words or cruelty. That's disgusting. Don't do that. God says we can't pray in love and live in hate. We must live in love too, and that means loving everybody. You have to love thy neighbor, even if they're an asshole, because you have some that are. But regardless of what the person is, you must love them. If you don't like them, that's fine. Stay away from them. Don't do them no harm. But in a human sense, love them. Because as we were created diverse, we were created with a main trait first, and that was kindness and love. Just as Jesus was instilled with kindness and love, God created us instilled with kindness and love. So hate is a choice. It's not automatic. It's not something that's instilled there like a couple of people I've come across have tried to say. No. Hate is a choice. Hate comes when a person is taught hate. And when they are taught hate, that hate then gets instilled in them, and it overwrites the love and the kindness that God automatically instilled in them when he created them. So again, Hate is a choice. You can choose to hate by allowing someone to teach it to you and allowing it to be instilled into you and overriding the love and kindness in your heart. That's the only way a person gets hate in their heart, is if they allow someone to teach it to them to where it gets instilled into them and overwrites the love and kindness in their heart. That's how a hateful heart happens. That's exactly how it happens. So hate is a choice. You can choose not to hate. You can learn what love and kindness is and choose to go on what you were, instilled with. And if you've lost it, like I said, you can learn it. You can learn it again. But never allow yourself to learn hate, to make that choice, because it is a choice. When you hate, you choose to be that. You choose to do that. You choose to be a hateful person. It's all a part of free will. God doesn't affect free will. We all have a free will choice of everything. We choose to love, choose to be hateful, choose to do this, choose to do that. Anything we do is a choice. It's a matter of choice. Free will. The only thing is love and kindness is first automatically instilled into us. Anything that comes after love and kindness in our heart is something we were taught and chose to be and have that in our heart. Remember that. Think about that. Another thing I want to go into, as I said, I would go into a little something else before I ended the video, because I try not to make them too long, is people have been talking here and there about the different holidays, all of them being of the devil, that none of them could possibly be of God. I believe one person was of Muslim faith that had talked about that. Well, okay, you have some of these holidays that are not, of main, and I don't want to say main importance. They're not something you should worry about. You can't really, I'm sure there's something to it, and I'm not going to go in those, but there are holidays that are the three most important ones that are definitely of God, that I can say from my knowledge and what I felt in my heart that God has sent to me into my heart, is Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And let me explain how I get that. Christmas is the birth of Jesus. That's the first important holiday. The second important holiday, Thanksgiving, would represent the Last Supper. The Jesus gathered with all his people, sitting down, having one big final Last Supper. If I'm not mistaken, from the painting, if I can remember back, I know they had a ham, but I believe they had a turkey too. Thanksgiving. And the third one is Easter. Easter Sunday, the day God rose, or the day God rose Jesus from the dead. Easter Sunday. So you say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Son is December, Christmas. He gave thanks to his Father on Thanksgiving. That's 2. And he was risen by the Holy Spirit on Easter. That's 3. So those 3 holidays are the 3 most important ones. Any of the other ones, Whatever you want to think about them, whatever you choose to think about them, that's on you. I don't care about much of any of the other ones too much. The main ones I really focus on now in my life are Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But you would go, I guess you would say, the Son was born in December, Christmas. He gave thanks to his Father, Thanksgiving, and the Holy Spirit rose him from the dead, Easter. Think about that one. That's another one to think about. I thank you for your time. I want to cut this video short. As I said, I don't want to try to make them too long. I will definitely continue to make more videos. As I get time, I'm going to try to increase that and have more time. Remember, make America God-fearing again. You have to spread love, not hate. We need to make America God-fearing again to do that. Because enough is enough. Good night, everyone.